As summer came to a close, we spent many moments enjoying the hot summer days, harvesting our fruit and collecting nature's finds. This month, I also took inspiration from the cottage garden into my crochet designs, while finishing old projects and starting new designs. Earlier this month, our oranges were finally ready. Over the past few months, Pod has patiently been waiting for her oranges. After a long week of rain, they were finally plump and ready to harvest. Eagerly she collected her fruit and was so excited to taste our bounty. So naturally, we immediately had to taste. Since then, we have been picking weekly and enjoying fresh orange juice from the cottage garden. Today I want to talk to you about the new crochet pattern that I released this month, which is this tunic, which I've named the Chandra Tunic. This tunic was inspired by an Indian kurti, which is in between a top and a dress. It's in between the two, and I love this style of clothing because I think it's very flattering for the female body, as it tends to nip in at the waist and then flare out at the hips. I tried to incorporate these design elements into this pattern with the addition of the V-neck opening and a crisscross tie. And also this pattern actually does nip in slightly at the waist and flares out. And at the sides, I've also added some slits to give some ease of movement. Also for this top, I've added the crisscross ties, as I said before, and I've added a nice long tie, which you can use to tie in a knot or leave them down as I have. For this design, I've used quite an intricate crochet pattern, but it looks more complicated than it actually is. And once you get past the first few rows, I guarantee it will become very automatic. But this is for a more advanced crocheter. So if you're just beginning, maybe this pattern is for you. But if you've already been crocheting for a while and are ready to try something a bit more challenging, a bit more fitted, then maybe this pattern would be a good next project for you. Now, this pattern is currently available on both my Etsy account and also my Ravelry account, and I'll put links down below for you to access that pattern. And hopefully soon I'll have my online shop up and running and you can buy directly from my website. A part of our garden is like a woodland area. Here the sunlight glimmers in small pockets through the canopy of the tall trees, creating a beautiful shady area of garden which is home to many variety of ferns. Taking inspiration from my garden, it was not long before I had to transform these beautiful organic forms into crochet. I got out my crochet book and started to design. This was the perfect chance for me to try some of my new hemp lace yarn. Over the next few days, I finalized my pattern. I wanted to create a design which you could crochet both the fern fronds and the adult leaves. Once my pattern was finalized, this became a perfect excuse to finish a project I'd started over 2 years ago. A new cup of tea, and I dug out my project. And over that lazy Friday afternoon, I enjoyed sewing the delicate motifs to my fabric. As I sipped my afternoon tea and ate my star fruit. Now my motifs was attached, it was time to sew. Now for the finishing touches. And now my yarn bag is complete, with space for my yarn, my notebook, and of course my crochet hook. Also this month, many of our lemon trees fruited, and we will quickly head to pick our hundreds of lemons and find ways to preserve, store and eat them. The smell was similar to lemongrass and reminded me of my travels to Thailand from when I was in my 20s. It was not long before I had a little helper on hand collecting our glut. Unlike the lemons I was used to in the UK, the skin was dark green and the inside was bright orange. First, we decided to prepare for the cold winter months ahead. Slicing the lemons very thin, we covered them in honey we had bought from our local farm shop. To create a ready-made honey and lemon syrup. Next, I sliced some lemons to dry naturally in the last of the hot summer sun. Within a few days, they were dry and ready to store for future lemon teas. Finally, we had to make some traditional caipirinha, a Brazilian cocktail. With lemons, sugar, Brazilian rum and ice. Until next time.